You can't curse on here, can you?
Yeah, you say fuck you
Free.
Oh.
Welcome to Sucklehead Smoke, you know where we get them lung smacking takes. And I'm Sativa Jones, and I'm here with,
Slick Nick Robinson, you already know.
This your boy Tyler God.
and we got the specialist guest in here ever.
Rashida Thomas from Thomas Transformative Touch.
Hey everybody, today we gonna talk about, this is a loaded topic and y'all know how we be coming with the stuff, man. Everything is personal. It's depression. Even more deeper in a deeper dynamic, it's depression, how it affects poor people and working class people in urban communities. Specifically, our families are not nuclear families. So, we dealing with that dynamic. We coming out the womb, and for me, when I came out the womb, I don't know nothing. When I cried, I probably ain't stopped. But my tears wasn't physical. I just was always scared. I just always worried. So, backtracking and identifying at little points and little periods in I was dealing with depression that long. Somebody came in my house at 6 years old and tried to kill my mother. I saw it. I saw it that day. My Pandora's box was open and she couldn't protect me from everything. At 6 years old, I had to learn that you need to learn how to protect yourself. So, the beginning of the rest of my life, under pressure, every day started there. And depression resulted. Young. I was angry, violent. I couldn't keep mood swings. I couldn't keep my attention span on nothing and nobody long. Every time a commitment came, I got scared and I ran. I destroyed it or the person or the relationship because I never had what I thought was love. I don't know what that was. I just had pressure. And I had never-ending loneliness. I still feel like I got that. I got friends. I got people around me, but they could never know what I feel and what I go through. And I don't got nobody I could just go and just share that with. That could say, damn, you too. And I could believe them. So that's where I'm at in my life because I feel like that. I sometimes feel like I'm alone. You got guys like Kevin Love, you got people, they coming out, DeMar DeRozan, these people saying, man, yo, I'm scared and I fight every day and I'm scared. So, me too. Man, y'all know me, me too. So I'm looking for some answers, and this young lady right here, we've been friends forever, 20 plus years. We like family, and our journeys was different. But it's crazy how they always bring you back to the same place with the people, the good people where you started from. So I'm gonna get out the way and we gonna just do what we do, and we gonna talk about the subject and try to figure out how we can help cope and deal with it. But first we gotta identify it. And that's what we're doing today. We learning from the expert.
So, with depression, it's a depressive mood characterized by overwhelming sadness. So you have overwhelming sadness to the point where you're constantly negatively thinking about things. You're feeling sad, melancholy, gloomy, emotional all the time to where it could be debilitating, where you can't move.
That was my escape. My life was, man, and I ain't had no power. I thought I ain't had no love, and I ain't never had nobody around me. I was always separated. I felt like, and this was not so, and it was not the intention of my family, but I used to do stuff that deserved punishment. But maybe I may not have deserved the punishment I received. Maybe I did. It's not about that. It's just that those punishments set me up for isolation.
But
I didn't have friends because I was on punishment for a month. Get off for 3 days and I'm back on again for 3 weeks. Get off for a week and I'm back on again for 2 months.
That's a self-inflicted wound.
So I escaped through writing. And I've always had that and nothing else. So that was my only love.
Like this with me.
Go ahead.
Like this with me. People got different ways, like she had said, of festering and acting out their actions.
Right.
Right? And like people have what they say crafts.
Okay.
Right? It's a message And the way to get or relieve stress through many things. Some people lift weights.
Mm-hmm. Some people
Some
exercise.
people do acting,
Right.
singing.
Mm-hmm.
It just brings joy to them. Cooking,
True.
right?
Sex, drugs,
Exactly.
violence.
Exactly.
Lying.
So the thing with that is, for me being on this earth for 40-some years, and what I have experienced with depression is some people are stronger than others.
Yes, they are.
And the black community,
Mm-hmm.
how we was raised up
Mm-hmm.
is damaging as well.
Yes, it is.
Like, you know, you grew up, you the young kid, you got the older people of the block,
Mm-hmm.
they punch on you to make you rougher.
Right.
If you cry, you're a punk.
Right.
So you gotta
That's peer
hold
pressure.
your tears.
Yeah. Yeah.
They tell you don't
So
express
that's
So
yourself.
as a black man, you've been holding in your tears.
Don't express
Forever,
yourself.
from young.
Right. Because you can't express your
Even
emotions.
it's weak.
Because
It's a
even
sign of
do
weakness.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, you can't express your emotions in any factor. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's a monolith of black men. That's all. That's all we know is one archetype of black man. Anything outside of that is developed as weakness or arbitrary.
Let me say this. Let me ask this question. I mean, so, all right, for me, having maybe at the age of 14, 15, my life was crazy right there. I was like kind of like on and off homeless, you know, at a friend's house, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what could I have done for a person that even with the support system I may have or have not had, what could I have done? Because I felt like I didn't have nothing to nobody. Like, what could I have done?
As a 14-year-old, you're a minor.
Nothing.
Right.
Live.
Right.
That's the
So
only thing
basically,
you
you
can do.
did what you knew best. Your survival. You lived off of survival just like all of us did.
Yeah.
You know, we just, like he said, it's just different levels of how you get out of it.
Yeah.
Determines is a case-by-case basis, right?
Yeah.
Some people could get out of their depression, whereas others, because of psychological, social, and biological factors, right? Some people are predisposed to certain conditions,
Yeah.
right? This is what, if you want to go the scientific way, right? People say that you're predisposed to certain conditions automatically,
That's why
right?
you
Whether it's the bipolar, whether it's the schizophrenia, whether it's the cancers and diabetes and all of those different things, right?
Yeah.
And
So-
then your social.
Yeah, because
Mine's is social.
I believe.
Mine's is, I'm sorry, I don't mean to do this for I'm sorry. Mine's is social, and I say that it's social because it seems like everybody that's around me, not every last person, but people draw to me because they see me as opportunity. And I'm not going to defer that. I will create opportunity. And because of that, that makes me vulnerable to being taken advantage of.
Definitely.
Especially you add the dynamic that I don't feel like I have anybody. I always feel like I'm alone in the crowd.
So you feel like you do that to, not so much to belong,
To protect myself.
to protect yourself too.
And to not be singled out and isolated and say, here you go, because I've been hiding all my life.
Or you don't have healthy boundaries. Your boundaries.
Yeah.
You don't know healthy boundaries. And that's where a lot of us go wrong
We
with
gotta
the
get
boundaries.
into deep with the healthy boundaries
Well,
because
so what is that?
That go back
basically
to culture
she's
too.
saying,
Somebody go ahead.
That go back to culture too, because like even the way we was raised, like a lot of us didn't have our first bedroom until it was like go down. It's like
You sharing. Everything is sharing.
everything is shared, or like everything is known, because you can't turn the corner. So then like, or you see so many, you've been in the fucked up position. When you up, you don't want to see that person in the same fucked up position.
So you come down to pick them up.
That's me.
But within boundaries.
yeah.
I just,
It's with the limitations.
Yeah.
Because you could go down and pick them up and you could fall too.
Exactly.
So everything is a balance.
Word.
I just fell again. But I just set my first boundary. right?
How you feel about it?
Scared. I feel like it was the wrong thing because it's something I don't do. I usually,
Of
when
course.
I turn my,
Of course.
usually,
Of course, that's gonna be-
usually I turn my
You
back.
step out your
And
comfort
whatever
zone.
happens with you nothing about you exists no more. That's how I escape. But that's not a boundary. That's just turning my back, ignoring it. It's still there.
That's a defense.
This time,
Yeah.
time with this situation, it broke me down so much for what I've been through with this person, these people, with this man. I cut everything, and I can't go back on it. I know that, and that's scary. Not because of what I'm invested in with this person, because what this person did to me, because I'm invested in what supposed to be the most valuable thing to them.
Well, why are you worried about what's valuable to them?
Because that child, which is the topic of discussion, I'm going to go further than that, is the most valuable thing to me. But now, because of the hurt,
But if
And
it
the-
costs you
and
your
the-
peace,
I have to sever everything. The child and her, and that's what I just did.
Soul and everything.
That's what I just did.
you got
That was hard.
you got to think about what's at stake.
Put
I
it
did.
like this. She said boundaries.
I just did.
You gotta set it
That
and stick
includes
to
with
it.
significant others as
Yeah.
well.
Nah, I'm just,
Because certain
me.
people.
No, I'm saying that includes that too. Like
Yeah.
I learned that.
boundaries is
I learned that.
wherever you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
that.
You gotta learn assertive communication,
Real
not
talk.
passive, not aggressive, but
Right.
assertive
Assertive.
communication,
My
That's
danger.
what I'm saying.
and not feel bad about because I said no.
Yeah.
No, this is what it is.
Alright,
You know what we say? Yeah.
I find like as I grow up, like I even gotta set those same things with my parents,
Of course.
like to an extent that like, oh, all right, it's not because you're my parent anymore. Like I'm an adult, I'm taking care of some of your shit now. So like, let's renegotiate how this is happening.
How this is
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
Right.
And human too.
But then they put the guilt trip on.
Yeah.
So then that puts you in a bad position as well because it's generational.
All right, so tell me this.
Generational situation.
First, I want to say this real quick. I want to say that the isolation thing is a dangerous thing. The boundary thing is a dangerous thing for me because that line is murky. I'm very isolationist. Very. I will lock myself in a room all day. I won't even answer the phone.
That's not good.
No, I'm not saying that I'm proud that I'll do that, but I will do that.
Mhm.
And sometimes I will shut down. I won't tell nobody nothing.
Mhm.
And nobody won't know how to find me or hear from me for 2 or 3 weeks.
But it breaks down in your body. So
For real.
eventually, your body will break down.
Yeah.
Causes
It will
stress.
manifest through your organs. Because stress kills quicker than hard work.
For real.
Then number two, you've been institutionalized
So-
for like more than half your life. You don't want to be staying in rooms by yourself that long no more. bro.
Why would you put yourself through that
No,
torture?
but
Like you said,
this
that
too, though,
self harm. Why does he do that?
It's
to himself?
self-inflicted.
I'ma tell you why.
What- why does
So,
he self-inflict?
The thing too, you have people who just can't deal with society.
I know what introverts
And
are.
they convert to being institutionalized, so they like, I don't have to deal with more people. I know I got a
Yeah,
certain
it's
square foot of
it's-
people I gotta deal with.
the
certain
less
amount.
people I deal with,
You know what I mean?
the less problems I have to worry about. But me also being a fighter and have fought all my life and always got up by myself, I'm still fighting. But
You always
I'm
gotta
not
fight
I'm
back.
not that strong no more.
No.
No, listen to me. It's important. I know myself.
Whole
And what she telling you is what I'm telling you. She know what I'm talking about. You can't get up forever by yourself. I've been doing it all my life by myself.
Understandable.
And
But this what I'm saying.
carrying others
What we
too.
saying
Let me
is,
finish. This is important.
and you said it too, identify
Mm-hmm.
and ask for help.
Mm.
That's the thing. A lot of men don't want to ask for help.
Not even directions.
For real.
You know where you going? Not yet. Yeah, I got this.
Let me finish. Because anybody that know Ty know that as smart as Ty is, what makes me smarter than most people is, I know when somebody is better at me than something. I know how to find somebody who's
But
the
that
best
don't got
qualified
nothing
to
to
do
do
what
with
I need to
asking
get.
for
No,
No.
what I'm telling you is
But
that
we're-
I know how to identify me too. And I've asked for help all my life. And it ain't never been there. From everybody. Everywhere.
Wait a
I
minute.
screamed to the top of the mountain.
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
It depends on how you accent and who you accent.
In every way
Okay.
possible. When you a
What
child,
help? Like I'm saying, yeah, like because there's many technical terms for help,
Okay.
but like actually mentally grieving, I don't think you ask for that type of help, my
For
big
real,
brother.
because that's what we were talking about. You saying everything that happened in your life, like, yo, help me get on my feet, help me get this apartment,
No.
stuff like that.
I never asked for that type of help.
No,
Okay,
I'm not
so
saying,
I do
I'm
that
just saying
myself.
everything else except for the main topic we talking about.
That's what I'm talking
and that's
about.
depression.
That's what I'm talking about.
You saying a lot of people,
Who you
it's
ask?
people that know, you know, more than you, but who did you ask?
This program started what? What did I ask you? I set up the line up the format to ask you for help, right?
Okay.
And it sounded like I was pretty good at and fluent at doing it, right?
Mhm.
Which probably would say pretty safely say that I've done this before.
Mhm. Okay.
Because a person that's never done it before and been getting up all their life by themselves
Mhm.
would not be able to ask you for help, not in front of the camera, like this.
It's not. That's not what we're really talking about though. It's like the subtle and passive. Like if like us as black, it's not only you. I don't want to make you feel like we ganging up on you or whatever. But like us as like black, like men, period. I don't even want to put it only on black men. How you doing today, bro? I'm a good.
Word.
That's not no. How are you doing? Like if I look,
True.
if I double ask you how you doing, that mean nigga tell me how you fucking
Do
doing.
you ask me?
Huh?
Do you ask me?
Yeah, nigga.
Do I tell you?
Yeah. I'm
Alright,
just saying.
You know what I do? Pardon me. You know what I do? Every time I see somebody I cross paths with, meaning I know them, I go to them, I shake their hand, grab their hand,
Mhm.
and embrace for a hug. Let
I
them
do the same
know
thing.
you're being loved.
I do the same thing because I
Because
need it. I'm really still in
sometimes
love.
that helps too.
Mhm.
It's some
Honestly,
people that came
I'm
to me
still
and be
in
like,
love.
yo, you hugged me like, you know, we was related, nigga.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, that's what people need.
Mhm.
When you deal with distance, that don't bring nothing together.
Now,
When you come together, actually, even in the conversation,
Mhm.
that brings unity.
Yes.
I think
Planet of the Apes. That motherfucker holds up a stick, cause you know why? It was like the common sense that the directors and the writers
Nobody
put
knew.
together.
It's the smallest thing.
Animal
Mhm.
concept. Ape by itself, weak.
Mhm.
Hold a lot of sticks. Apes together, strong.
look,
And we are the people
I want to say this.
together, strong.
Let me say this. Right? My gift is my ability to mobilize people. You can't do that unless you're very capable and comfortable with moving around and through people.
Mhm.
That's not my problem.
Mhm.
I give what I don't have.
Mhm.
That's my problem. I give what I don't have, even the love. I don't have love,
Mhm.
but I give it away every chance I get to everybody
Okay.
in every way I could, because it's free. And that's my way of saying, I want this back. And if you can't give it to me, I just want you to give it to somebody else. It don't matter who I am or how you feel about me. You can hate me and I won't hurt you as long as you ain't trying to hurt me.
You got to build love.
So I give that shit away.
That open your heart.
I give it away.
Do you love yourself?
Yes. I do. Yes, I do. If I didn't, I'd have been dead. Trust me. And honestly, a
No,
person that
honestly-
didn't love themselves going through what I went through probably would have took their own life.
No, the only reason why I asked that because
Unless
like,
a
a lot
person-
of people like in that depression it tells you like, oh, nobody loves you, blah blah blah, but that reservoir of love only comes from you because people could love the shit out of you, like
See, but my depression don't come from my depression
It's
don't
the
come
illusion
from.
that it gives to make you think that you ain't loved. Like I'm going through something like that right now with my daughter.
Mhm.
She's 14.
yeah.
Ever since me and my ex-wife separated, she been in a depressive state.
Mhm.
Even actually saying in school,
Then I'm depressed.
no, that I want to kill myself.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna care about me.
Right.
And I, like, not grabbed her literally, but you know, went there, got her, and let her know.
You mind if I
I understand
Mhm.
that year.
No, I smoke.
Okay.
I understand that you didn't ask to be here. You see what I'm saying? I wanted you here.
Right.
And I love you. If nobody in this world loves you, just know your daddy loves you. If that means anything, then let it help you.
Right.
But she's still going through that depression. And I'm a parent that don't get no fucking manual on raising a kid, even a depressed one. So I gotta improvise. And the best thing that come to my mind is keep showing her love. Keep showing her what she needs to be shown. You see what I'm saying? Until it hurts me. It's times where, again, recently she had another episode, and I'm like, I had to break down. I cried.
That's right.
Well,
you know what I
depression
mean?
in kids, depression in kids this generation, I think is the toughest because you got
social media.
It's
So much
It's
pressure.
social media.
So much pressure.
It
It's two things.
Bullying.
They don't go outside.
That too.
They don't have a lot of them don't have the exercise prowess of
They're not
working
set
through
up to
something.
interact with people.
Yeah, or
They don't have conflict resolution skills.
And then it's social media, so everybody doing better than somebody. That is just the game of better. I'm better than you because of this. My parents love me more.
So let's get to this.
Soldier Boy don't make it no better.
Yeah, so let's get to this. This is what I wanted to get to. Because isolation is dangerous as socializing with social media and all that with kids too. So I want to say that with that different dynamic, because of the introduction of technology and the different aspects thereof, and the lack of privacy because of that too. Because even though you're isolated physically, actually you're not. Because you're always available through social media. So you're always under constant visual and otherwise scrutiny.
But you know what
So
happens?
I want to ask this. I want to ask you this. That's why I was asking this. I'm sorry for drifting. I just wanted people to be able to keep up. So how do we help these kids first recognize they got help, that they have a problem, they need help, and next, what do we do next?
I
Like,
really
what do we
thought
do?
about this question too, so I got a couple of suggestions.
So how do we,
As a community,
good.
like how do we begin the process of trying to unify and collectively focus energy and resources to help these kids cope with depression? Because this war symptoms, we at war out here. If you go through Camden, you go through Patterson, you go through North, it is not safe to walk down the street. Do not believe what you see, and it's sad, but it's not safe.
So that's one of the things that's the most important to me in this.
Safety.
In this question, because we gotta get the kids back outside.
Yeah,
Back outside.
Back outside.
together
They
y'all gotta
watching
do that,
fucking YouTube videos of kids playing in the park.
TikTok.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So
Like,
and then number two, I believe that boys and girls should be separated in some sort of after school activity, so boys could actually be boys
Know how to engage with
and
girls.
learn how to understand from a man's perspective that's grown how to take what society is marketing to, especially young black boys. Like if they look at media, they ain't shit.
Right.
From they mama saying it to the cops saying it to you ain't shit. From
you gotta be a big brother.
Yeah, big brother.
It's
How do
free.
we mobilize?
that's what
how
I'm
do we
saying,
come
in
together
group
in
mass.
our own
And then-
communities, though?
and
That's
right
it's a
here,
community.
right now, us.
It's a
What are we
community
gonna
thing.
do?
Because I'm gonna tell you, I was looking at TED Talk, and I'm thinking, right? He talked about us not having enough representation when it comes to mental health, right?
Yeah.
How many mental health clinicians do you know in your community?
Even better, how many spokesmen do you have in your community and beyond that's saying, I have a problem and I'm struggling with it
Well, you met one today.
and I need help.
But
and I want to help you too while I'm helping myself.
how many more of me is out there?
Lean, hold your hands up and lean. Lean. Dude, listen, hold on. Look, watch me. Look at me. Watch me. Look, listen. Lean over front like this. Step back up. Come on. Come on, man. Lean forward. Are you fucking listening? Look, use your hips and lean forward. You're gonna float up a little bit, just like this. Are you watching? Now you step down. Now let's see if you can do it. Look, listen, man. Are you paying attention to what I'm doing? Are you paying attention? Listen to what the fuck I'm telling you to do, dog. Put your hands up and lean the fuck forward. Come on, I'm here. Come Come on, god damn you did. Come on, lean, put your feet up, stupid. God damn, what the fuck are you doing? Damn. It's simple. If you pay attention, you will understand what I'm saying. Get your big ass up. Come on, get your big ass. Come get your big ass up. Your big ass ain't paying attention. I'm finna send your big ass up out of here. Okay, it's time for you to go. Let's go. Yeah, it's time for you to get the hell on. We'll holler at you. God damn.
I have a problem and I'm struggling with it
Well, you met one today.
and I need help.
But
and I want to help you too while I'm helping myself.
how many more of me is out there?
It's not a lot.
Nah, they normally white old men.
That's why my friend had to be up here today. This was very
I ain't
important.
gonna lie. Like out of all the therapists I went through, number one, all the best therapists I ever went through. I've been going to therapy since I was like 8. I saw some shit. Anyway, black women was the most healthiest and best ones for me. Number 2, I only had like 3 of them out of 30 years. And it was like they were in school or like finding one that's just out there practicing.
What I'm saying
tough.
was that through high school though.
Hmm?
Those was through high school. You saw a lot of guidance counselors.
No, they were like they was clinicians,
Okay.
but they were actually through the school just to do that, and it was like from middle school. It was from middle school to like high school.
Mm-hmm.
I went to actually very well funded schools also. So
Okay. Okay. And in those areas, was it predominantly black people?
well, Panther Academy is in the middle of downtown.
Okay.
It's just
So,
it's a NASA funded school.
but I'm saying you was in Patterson. I'm saying so you got this through this high school, or were you getting this in-home therapy?
No, I got it through the high school. It just was a very well funded school.
Okay. So you meaning you had top of the line
In the beginning,
clinicians.
Alright, look, check this out, right?
It was.
I ain't never tell nobody this, but
funded.
this is another one of the reasons that they was trying to skip me from the 5th grade to high school. And they still wound up skipping me 3 times anyway. And I had some situations, mental going on, young child struggling, scared, nothing ain't stable in my life. And they made me see somebody. Maybe I was like 9 or 10. It lasted maybe 2 months. And in 2 months, the lady didn't want to see me no more because she said that she felt like she was the one being, critiqued. I was only like 9 or 10. I don't remember what happened.
So you were resistant, or you were challenging. You were challenging her authority because you felt like that you was inquisitive. You was just or you was inquisitive, or you felt like she wasn't meeting your needs as an African American child.
Was she white?
I asked the questions that I knew she can't answer.
I was in the same
9 years old.
situation. I had a black lady. We played skip rope and we talked about my shit. It was lovely.
So talk therapy is what was therapeutic for you, and it helped you to process your pain and your suffering and your trauma. So that was therapeutic for you, and that helped you. Was that a transformative situation where it transformed you in certain ways, or it was like?
Yeah, it helped me. It helped me think. It helped me think things through. It helped me be able to communicate, not be scared to communicate. Like, from what I've been through, I always saw myself as an adult at a certain time. Like, I gotta take care of myself. Like, I ain't gonna be no burden to nobody type thing. So it's like, it helped me like manifest that into actually speaking, like instead of just carrying myself like it and just getting yelled at for doing certain things.
Right.
Now I'm able to explain, nah, I'm doing this because this is the way I handle things. This
So
is
she helped you with your communication.
Yeah.
She helped you with your assertive communication.
Yeah.
Can I say this real fast?
And you know that's a part of anxiety.
Yeah.
On topic, off topic.
Helping a child to communicate effectively can help them with their anxiety. I don't know if you had those diagnoses, but those are found to be effective ways.
I got anxiety. It still come up when I talk about money to people.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say this on topic, off topic. what I'm saying? Like, this is important. I want to say this. I asked Rashida Thomas to come here today because the most influential people in my life, and it's sad, but it's not, because it's a celebration of them and their strength. I watched her come from, I remember when she used to walk down that hill every day with her belly, with that baby in it, and I used to mess with you every day, right? Every day I made sure I said something to make you smile, right? Every day. And that's how we became friends. I know she remembered me for that, no matter what else I did. But I want to say this. I brought her here today. I asked her to come here today because she has been one of the most influential people in my life. And I want her to know, like, how important, how significant she is, and what she's doing, and what it means. And shout out to the black woman that's moving forward and doing things to promote themselves, their families, and their culture and their people.
Yes.
Because a few of you, I'm not going to mention names, have been very significant in my life too. I'm going to say my aunt name is Gwendolyn De Leon. Man, you came from everything. You know, I'm about to cry and everything.
It's alright, man. You know, sometimes you gotta do stuff like that because
This is one of them segments.
But I'm saying that because
it was gonna bring it out.
I'm gonna get this out. I'm gonna get this out because me and her haven't had the best relationship if any at all, over the last 20 years. Man, she my hero. I don't let nobody outwork me because I never seen her do it. And she was always good, kind to everybody.
Yeah.
And I got my mother in me too. And my mother ain't take shit from nobody. But I got my grandmother in me. She the smartest person I ever met in my life. And she's stubborn. And she hard. So all those things make me complicated. You know, and I apologize to people that had me feel like that I influenced y'all life in a bad way. You can still ask that question. I'm gonna break off. I got that out. I'm sorry, y'all. Back to it.
No.
Apologize. Stop apologize.
That
for feeling.
That right there is therapeutic. Like that's like the intensity. That's
being a friend.
That's the authenticity that you need in these segments.
Yeah.
Alright, so
That-
being that you just said like your three main influence was strong, independent women, do you think that you have any problems with a masculine frame?
Nah, I'm overly aggressive.
That's what I'm saying. That's a
Overly
problem.
passive
though.
aggressive.
That could be a problem though.
No, but I don't have to convince you
What
that
do
I'm
you
that.
What do you
When I say I'm
mean?
passive aggressive,
What do you mean?
meaning-
You said overly masculine frame. What do you mean?
I'm saying
Seeing a male figure
I
as
said do you have a problem with him? I ain't say overly masculine. He said he's overly.
Oh, okay.
I said, do you have a problem with it with your masculine?
You
frame?
basically asked me, would I probably have a problem with somebody of equal strength or value or superior to me around me, or would I challenge that? No. Would I have a problem with my own masculinity? Do I identify with it? Absolutely.
No, I'm just saying, like, because like that could manifest itself in over dominance too. Like you feel like you have to be bigger and better than what you're doing when with everything you're doing, you on the right path already.
Right.
Yeah.
So you overdo it. He's saying like you're okay. Don't be try to overachieve.
Yeah.
Because you
Some
can burn
people
yourself out like that.
Some people like
when you
just
are
perfectionists.
overachiever.
And they even in cleaning, they like, look, this gonna go right here. This gotta be, and it don't have to. As long as on the table is good. You know what I mean? You accomplished it, right? So, you know, with everything and you know, a lot of feelings being brought up into this conversation, that just adds on to my learning like experience, because it's just like, it's beautiful, man. It's just, you know, like just now when he was like, let me do my thing, and I'm like, let me do my thing. You know, like people gotta be friends.
Okay.
Real friends.
True.
Like I hurt for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I hurt for everybody in this room because y'all are my friends. I'm not gonna, if I don't know, I don't know. You can't blame me.
Right.
But what I do know, what I do find out, I will approach it properly.
Yeah.
like the hugs.
Mhm.
I love you.
Mhm. Well, Nick, I could agree with you on that. Growing up, you've always been that type of person.
Mhm.
So I could say that. I always thought you played a lot, but you were actually a genuine guy.
Mhm.
You know?
I did that out of, you know, I had this thing, which it was like stage fright.
Mm.
So I always loved laughter. I always loved
Mhm.
comedy.
Mhm.
So that was the natural thing to do is act silly.
Yep.
Show out, like
Mhm.
act out and do
Mhm.
something stupid to make people laugh, to get
Mhm.
the real attention you probably focus on. It could be a moment on my face. I'm like, ah, you stupid, what you looking at?
Yeah. Yep. You did.
So-
You're a deflector.
Yeah.
You like, don't get on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yo.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you take the attention off you real quick.
But like being locked up, nobody should be locked up. But I learned from it.
Mhm.
I went to jail.
They make
I
you
ain't
feel
get
good.
locked up.
Mhm.
People who get locked up submit themselves.
Mhm.
People go to jail is there against their own free will,
Mhm.
and they don't just leave. They broaden their minds because they locked up. Their minds is still expanding.
Mhm.
They educate themselves more better.
Mhm.
That's why I like everybody that been in jail when I was in there, or even when I wasn't, and they went to school.
I spent 4 years studying
You see what I'm saying? You picked
accounting
up a
for the
trade.
tax law.
You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
commend you because guess what? It's also a nice amount that just did.
Yeah.
I can't wait till commissary comes.
About
Yes.
6 months left.
I
When you
agree.
gonna get on the phone?
I'm about
Yeah.
to hit Tasha. You see
Or-
that? You
And
see
they
that?
so out of weight. They're so
Out of everything.
yeah.
Because
Overweight.
it's crazy.
Yes.
Like the
And
like,
the system encourages
man,
it.
kids.
The system encourages it because the system is minimizing
They're
movement more and
institutionalized
more.
at that point because they're just like everything.
They getting comfortable.
Yeah, they're comfortable. In their
I don't get
situation.
comfortable if it ain't even in my own bed. Sometimes I don't get comfortable because I know I gotta get up to go to work.
Yep. I'm thinking about the next
You know what I mean? It's that comfort zone.
Complacency is the killer.
Yeah. So with that, you said earlier that you did something that you don't normally do and it feel weird.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't want to step out of that comfort zone because they feel weird.
Mhm. Mhm.
Feel weird.
Mhm.
It's like a new sensation now because
Mhm.
guess what? It steps you out your boundaries
Mhm.
and you broaden your horizon.
Mhm.
Like I back in the day, I'm like, man, I ain't fucking with nobody if
Mhm.
they ain't from CCP projects.
What the fuck did we mean? So you was lying.
Mm.
You was in CCP projects, bitch. Right.
I knew y'all claimed.
Then
Mhm.
I started bumping into different people,
Mhm.
and it was like, damn, I only could trust my guys. I can't trust nobody else.
Mhm.
And come to find out, I'm down Jamesburg.
Mhm.
The guys from town had me,
Mhm.
but it was other people
That
from
did more.
different towns.
That really
more-
had
that
you.
was like, nah, that's my guy. Like, nah, you fight me.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm like, nah, you made me look like a wussy.
They come and dropping off
You know what I mean?
bags
I
to
can
you.
do it.
Ask you
But they like,
three-way
man,
phone
nah, I don't
call.
like him anyway. Because he try to play you like you soft. And you know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, just a little bit of time, he stands up for me.
Mm.
Like, straight to a bullet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's a beautiful thing. Like, you
And jail will get you out your
because
comfort
you know,
zone.
Yeah.
Jail
'cause you
will
know
take you out your
you have no
comfort zone.
choice.
this why.
You ain't got no choice.
This why too. If you in that comfort zone, the reason why you don't feel love, because you only dealing with the people that you
Mhm.
choose to deal with.
That's
you
true.
don't deal with
You don't expand.
you only deal with it when it's beneficial for them or beneficial for you or both. Open.
Alright.
Go out more.
Mhm.
So I,
Introduce different cultures.
Yes.
I don't even care.
Yes.
Like, I believe in love.
True.
If you be white, black,
Black,
Chinese,
orange,
whatever, if you love me and I love you,
Then that's it. That's all that.
it is what it is.
alright, so
Sorry.
I've been doing a lot of
Got me lit up in here.
research, just the human condition or mindset when complacency gets in the area.
Okay.
Right, so they say we have the closest mental neurons and everything to rats, right?
Mhm.
So this guy did this rat form for 367 times he conducted this experiment because rats live in 6 months cycle. Remember that, right? So created a whole society, made them build it, find food for them, and all that shit. Rats did it, but at some point in rat society, they got complacent. Food was abundant. You could do whatever you want. You ain't gotta go hunt. So now females able to choose who the fuck instead of having them pick all that shit.
Yeah, they natural.
Next thing you know, females only choosing the prettiest rats. So now niggas becoming gay. You feel me? The rats became gay. This is exactly what fuck happened.
I ain't no rat, but
So then, the females start becoming more aggressive and dominant after that. After the rats start loafing off. Then the men, after the females started becoming dominant, the men that they were into just stopped moving. Like, I don't even want that because I don't gotta work for pussy. Will come to me when it's ready. She'll go eat and whatever she'll hunt for herself. And I'ma just lay around and wait for pussy to come to me and bring me food.
That's what we live in.
And then niggas just died off. And every time the last two was started over.
Wow.
it's crazy because it's kind of similar to like something I seen. It was like, females, black females, have this gene called the Eve gene. They can produce any color of race or chinky eye, whatever, in the world.
My little cousin is light skinned. His father's like, this ain't mom's. She got complexion and he black.
My grandmother got
that boy came out with gray eyes, light skin.
It happened. That's his Eve gene.
That's his child.
But the reason why I'm saying that, I always look at females of being very strong, even though from history they was hidden. You know what I mean? Like warriors and people who flew planes and stuff like that. You wasn't exposed to too many females. It always was men did everything. We started the world.
Because
we started the country. We did this.
Men dictated script.
It's separate, but it's equal but different. I don't think society prioritizes the role of the female in the right way. Like they're
in the backdrop, but they the movers and shakers. They don't get enough.
In the backdrop.
Notoriety.
I don't even think they.
That's what I meant.
But not in the back. What I'm saying is.
No. This is what I'm saying though. Like they're the development of culture. So every time you hear about how Rome was so fly, how Greece was so fly, nobody just give it to the females. They just say it was fly.
Right.
Like, you feel me? But nobody doing all that. Them niggas was fighting wars. You saw what 300 was about. Them niggas used to go off for fucking for more than half a year.
But
and then
hold
come
on,
back,
1 second.
fuck they
Use
wife
that
for
same
a month,
dynamic.
and then leave.
And what was the sequel to 300? And it showed the important women that fought also. Now, what I'm gonna say is not to minimize the role of the woman. Too. I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna agree with you, and I'm gonna agree with you because the significance was equivalent in the sense that they participated also. But it takes away in the sense that they didn't have to. But it also magnifies because they didn't have to. Some of us said, "I'm just gonna do this way. I ain't doing it that way." But it still was a choice. It wasn't a pressure of force. And it's always been a pressure of force for a man.
Well, that's only because politics is only is women should win all politics. Their whole we do aggression, manipulation, and the tongue lash and guilt manipulation is what they're good at. That's their act of aggression. So politics should be ran by females. It's just to a fact that it's getting there now. Most of the representatives and everything are female. Soon we're gonna have our first female president. So it's the way of the dynamics and how you see things. I don't think people just look at it in the proper way when they say like the dynamics of men and women is shifted. I mean the way it's shifted.
It's
It's shifting.
It's
internet.
shifting.
It's shifting.
It's shifting.
Yeah.
So,
Trucks and shit. I'm like, damn, you strong as hell, bro. Oh, shit.
so I'm not sure if you've seen what the Surgeon General put out about the youth in America. So the youth in America are at a all-time crisis. We're in a crisis right now with mental health with youth.
Okay.
So you talked about like what are we gonna do? What
Yeah, because we at war. This wartime
Right.
symptoms, PTSD, ADHD, ADD, all this shit.
Anxiety,
We dealing with all of this shit.
depression.
And it's everything that people that watch trauma and live through trauma all their life face,
And then
especially
you got
in wartime
You got the
conditions.
COVID-19 that really
Yeah.
Yes.
compounded the already
On top of
stress that we already
And
did.
add the weakest economy in the history of mankind.
Right.
Since they organized money. This is worse than the Great Depression.
Right.
You gotta think they ain't talked to nobody in their house for 2 to 3 years.
Yes.
Nobody but people in their house for 3 years, unless you was
2 years.
Moderna just recalled everything.
I'm saying it was half.
Yeah. Well, it's about to.
But
I think we going on 3. I think we going on
everything
3.
they make. This company recalled.
Because we did 2020
everything.
it started.
Yeah,
March.
2020.
March 2020.
I got they shot.
You
Man,
got who shot?
the company, I'm not gonna say the name,
Oh.
that record everything they make.
He said,
Yeah.
So
The
what are
company
we
that split it into 2 companies.
so what are we gonna do about it? Like once you know information, like what do you do with it? Right?
That's what I wanna know.
The thing is like how do you help your community?
Who do we mobilize? How do we mobilize?
Pass
Right.
it on.
Hmm.
Pass it on.
And what, yeah,
Pass it on, but then you have
you need a network.
You wanna
Because
you
know
have
let's
to
do it
build
as a
you
collective.
have to build a team.
You wanna know what's hard?
Like
You have to-
how you started this.
Right, right.
Even if
Right.
we could
Mhm.
get the collective of what's making this so hard now is we're in a time where people don't want to be in a group because of a viral situation.
True,
So,
true.
Or the
Like,
toxicity
even having that
attention.
happen.
But they'll be in a group for what they want to be in a group for.
Uh-huh.
Black people
Uh-huh.
are still getting together
They believe that.
in droves,
Yeah.
in numbers.
Yeah.
I see people that I grew up with or people on social media, not even the ones I grew up everywhere in the world.
Mhm.
They're still getting together
They
in
doing
mass
things.
numbers.
They doing things.
Exactly.
And whether they're
Get
vaccinated,
y'all at least 3 times a month.
right, whether you're vaccinated or not. So
Word.
no excuse. I don't
It's
want to hear
not.
anything about, oh, well, or whatever. You wasn't talking that when you was going out.
That's right.
You wasn't talking that when you was doing what you want to do. But now there's a pandemic. I mean, there's a real serious crisis right now
That's
with
right.
your child, with somebody else's child, your friend's child, your aunt's child, your uncle's child. It don't matter because what happens to them affects all of us.
That's right.
All of us.
We got a new fight.
It's not a you thing, it's not a me thing, it's a us thing. And when you get that through your head, then the better off the black community is gonna be.
And this new fight is an old fight. And they use a lot of weapons against us. They use dope in their 70s.
And we are our
They
own
use-
worst enemy, and they know it.
They use
They know it.
disenfranchisement.
They know that we are against each other in every level of anything
That's
competitive.
right. They use social media and
Whether
music
it's
now.
whether it's the sports.
It's not even that they know, they plan for us to be.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a diabolical
Yeah,
plan.
it's
It's a diabolical but
divide and conquer.
right, but if you know better, you do better. You saying it, but what is you doing about it?
Look,
You
and-
saying
That
that, but what is you gonna do
That's
about it?
right. That's right. That's right.
That's the thing. Oh yeah, we know. Okay, so what we know? Yeah, that happened. Yeah, they said that then. So
And
what we
look,
gonna do now?
this a black woman that's doing something about it. She from right here where y'all from.
Personally,
Every day you
From
gonna see
from
her.
the time they
And she
started that
calling y'all
whole
black men
that
out like what y'all gonna
pandemic,
do?
not just the black man, the black woman,
People.
the family, children, family,
People.
individuals, people, period,
It's a
in
whole
general.
tribe.
Thank you. It's no perspective, gender,
Yeah.
or nobody.
That's right.
But I gotta get us together before I can let other people get us together.
And that's why we're going from with it. And it's gonna start with them black men.
I think it start with.
Because we gotta get to them bad boys that's out here killing each other.
I don't.
And somebody gotta
Well,
be brave enough.
And that violent
Somebody
aspect,
gotta be
yes.
brave enough. And we wanna fix this shit, we gotta stop that shit out there. I'm
True.
telling you, bro. And I know a lot of people like, yo, you bugging, man. Mind your business, you tripping. We not saying, we going saying, yo, you better stop killing her, yo. No, we know some of you guys, man. We got a relationship with some of you guys, and I know some of this stuff can't be fixed. I get it, bro.
On both sides.
Y'all know I know what's going on. But some of it could, bro.
9 times out of 10, you know.
And that's the beginning.
You were cool with the shooter and the victim.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I know all of y'all,
This is
man.
true. But what happens when it's on your doorstep? What happens when it's your child?
For real. Now you wanna.
And I'm a hustler.
Activist.
Look, I'm a hustler. Everybody know me
Protest.
know I'm a hustler.
Find
Look,
me,
hold
killer.
up. I'm probably my
Come
bad.
on. Why
I'm
we
a
gotta
hustler.
wait until that happened though?
And I'm
When you
saying,
could take preventative measures.
Yeah.
Now.
Now we are reactive people. Oh, well, we gonna so we gonna have to do whatever. Be proactive. Don't be reactive.
But then then again, we say that, but then when people are putting prohibitive measures, they just trying to fuck us over. They
You
just
gotta stop worrying.
Because that's where the trust comes in.
That's
Now,
good. That's
now
good.
your mind, now
Say
you're
no matter
thinking,
what you
but
do.
now but see that
Look, let
comes
me
from
say
your
this, y'all.
thinking,
They gonna say
right?
what they
So
gonna
now
say.
we going back to this cognitive thing.
No, I'm just saying.
Not you. I'm
Yeah.
speaking in general. Because like you said, we go back and forth.
Yeah.
Cause
When people throw them shits out, we gotta pay attention.
right, but then you go back and forth with how you feel. Yeah, I don't know.
Look, hold
I
up,
don't
time
know,
out.
cause like whatever. But that's because you're stinking thinking is where you at mentally. You gotta get you together.
Headstrong.
Alright, time out. Look, let me say this. I gotta
Stand
say
on
this.
whatever you gonna stand on, but you gotta pick and
That's
choose
it.
a struggle, my brother. Cause you flip flopping. If you gonna do it, you gonna do it. If you ain't, you ain't.
Right.
And that's the problem that we have. Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm with
I'm
you.
with it.
But like, yo, I'm saying.
Blitz
But
time.
how they gonna
That's
look
the
at
same.
it? But I'm saying, like, but
I
how
can
they
sit
gonna look
here
at
and talk
us?
black
I'm
power.
saying, but like,
I can sit here and talk black empowerment, black improvement, all this shit, money, la da da. All of us God promise, put $5 in the pot every week.
Right.
Half of us gonna do it the first week.
Mhm.
You gonna see the other half not do it. The second week, the other half probably even grow for another 2 weeks.
Mhm.
By that third week, shit gonna be iffy. Like,
But
Then
it's
it's
a
gonna be resentment.
but
You
it's
gotta
a
deal with
culture.
people
It's a
that
community.
you know.
But you also have to figure out how you gonna put
Look.
them and have them take responsibility for
Let
their shit.
Let me get back to topic. I want to say this is important. I wanted to say the
Sure.
reason I started with the hustling
It's
aspect.
cool,
Sheila,
but-
let me get a little bit.
If you
Hold on.
the head,
Sheila.
I'm sorry.
I know you passionate. That's why you here. But I still gotta control this a little bit. And I want to get a little bit back to the topic, and that's part of it too. But the reason I started saying that I'm a hustler, meaning that everybody that know me, I'm a leader too. And I'm a different kind of leader. I'm not the best leader, but I'm the right leader because everything I say I do, I try to do it. I'm not doing nothing for TV. I don't even want to sit here and do this. But we in trouble, y'all. We in trouble, man. We need a voice, we need a platform. We need our kids to see somebody that they see every day. Not me, but somebody like me, somebody like you to do something. Get their ass a fucking hug. Take their ass to the basketball court and show them how to go to their left hand. Shoot some free throws with them, man. Just take a walk with them, man. Like, tell them about something that happened back in the day and make them laugh and teach them something at the same time. That's our job. That don't cost nothing. We right there. We see them every day. We can flirt with the honeys that walk past the stores, but we can't make 30 seconds for the little brother who walking with his head down every day, with everything falling off his body, worrying about where he gonna live tomorrow. Who care about him? How I know that? Because that was me. And where and when I can, I make them time for them kids. I don't do that shit for TV. I make the time for the people. And I don't give a fuck about no money. I don't care. Because I've been around that shit all my life. Anybody that know me know that shit. If I ain't had it, my niggas had it. My bros had it. My family had it. So that shit ain't about nothing. So what I want to say is, like, if I ask you to do something, I'm gonna always do it first. That's how you lead. And if you don't want to do it, I'm gonna do it second. Until somebody come along and say, yo, he for real. Let me take this ride with him. And that's what we got going on. We picking up breadcrumbs along the way. And they turn into loaves. So, yo, like, we calling everybody out, like she said, man. Like, I'm scared for my kids and their future, and I'm scared for my legacy, because I played a part in this shit. And I ain't do no part to make it right, so it ain't never too late. I'm trying now. So, pass it on here, man.
So, that's
Help
that's
us.
what it is.
Help.
That's what it really is. You gotta do the stuff that you talking about. You know what I mean? And actually show action. And not worry about what the next person gonna say and do.
Right.
Because if you always worry about that, you're never gonna get nothing done because you're so worried about criticism.
Who gonna support you?
Yeah. Like they say, it takes a spark to start a fire.
Or
If it's me by myself, I don't care. I do, but it ain't gonna matter.
right.
If I myself have to go to every children,
Every child.
everywhere, I will.
Right.
And yeah, it may be frustrating,
Right.
but guess what? Let's deal with reality.
Right.
Everybody, when you in a mission like that, you gotta deal with reality. Everybody is not gonna be a team player.
No. No.
It takes one.
It only takes
Never
one.
despise small beginnings.
For real.
That's the mantra that you use. Never despise small beginnings. Like
Right.
something like this, or a bigger platform, or something small, bigger, larger, whatever.
Alright.
You never despise small beginnings. That's why when
So
I
it start with you, though.
when I did the mental health awareness in the Black community, I did it at Eastside Park, Shindagill, which is CCP, one of my CCP dearest friends, and she did a pop-up shop, and she said, "I want you to come out." So I was like, "All right, this ain't something that you really people gonna be forthcoming with, like, yeah, I got a problem, mental health, whatever." But my CCP family did come. A few of them showed up and talked to me about certain things, but a lot of them had some, conflicting views about mental health and saying they don't really believe it, right? And that's fine. That's I welcome that. I welcome, people having a difference of opinion. That's how we grow. That's how we learn. So you figure out what is it that you're saying? Because some people feel like, okay, I got a diagnosis, but when I start taking the meds, that's when I felt the symptoms even more, right?
Yeah.
Or the symptoms did actually happen because they start giving me those meds. So they felt like, nah, I didn't really have a problem. My family didn't really have a problem. They just started manifesting once I started taking the
So
medication.
basically now they say, so the reason I had this problem because the people gave me this problem, so I can't trust these people.
Right. So that's what they're saying. Or they're saying that, oh, yeah, well, I went because I was feeling a certain type of way or whatever the case may be, but we start to minimize how we feel, right? Nah, it ain't. We gonna be alright. Like, it ain't that serious. Ain't really nothing.
Alright, so how can people reach out to help? What if they wanted to reach out to you or your organization?
Okay, so right now,
is the information undisclosed? Like, is it like they want to know? I mean, I'm sure I would want to know. Like, if I'm calling you, that nobody gonna know what we talking about.
right. So that's another thing. Like, right, with people like, oh, I don't want to talk to she because why? She from where I'm from.
So she might get mad and tell my business.
She might get mad and tell my business. So I don't want to.
Or talk too much and tell my business.
Right.
So what's to assure them that that's not gonna happen?
I mean, obviously there's confidentiality. Obviously
Explain
my
that to
license
them.
is on the
Explain that
line.
to them.
Obviously there's laws.
'Cause a lot of
you know
them
what I'm
don't know
saying?
that. That's
Yeah,
why.
like obviously there's laws. Obviously we have a confidentiality. We can do no harm. At the end of the day, if we're doing something to harm our clients or whatever, then you can have me like you can sue me. Yeah, like so those are the clauses, right? But the thing is, I am a licensed associate counselor, which means that I passed my test. I'm nationally accredited, right? I have 4,500 fieldwork hours to get through, right? So that's about 3 years. I'm 2 years in my fieldwork right now. And I have like a year left. So I've been doing a lot of footwork. So by the time I finish that last 15, I'll already have me a facility like you guys have. And there will be no stopping. There will be no, oh, I got to figure this out. No, because I'm supposed to be doing the groundwork before that. I got to be proactive. So I'm doing the work. I'm getting the awareness out. I'm educating. I'm empowering. This is what I'm doing. I'm not talking for nothing, right? That's what you. I'm not out here putting us out here for nothing, right? Or saying that, okay, yeah, you should try this, or this might work for you, or whatever. Because I'm not gonna do it. Why? Because if I didn't do it myself, how could I tell you?
That's right.
So obviously,
right.
I've done the work. Obviously, I've been to therapy. Obviously, I use the resources, right? I mean, well, if it is not obvious, well, hello, here I go. Somebody that used therapy, because in order for me to help somebody else with their shit, I had to get my shit together. So obviously, I had shit to get together. So there you go. I'm no different than you. But what makes me different is that I went out and sought help. I didn't find it a robbery, or I didn't act like I was better than, or it was taboo or was weak. No, because I felt like there was a need. Because at the time, if I didn't get myself help, then guess what? Somebody, it would have been a problem.
Yeah.
So that's called insight. You have insight into who you are. A lot of people don't have insight. Do you really know who you are? Do you know your triggers?
That's learning your triggers be the craziest thing, because then that takes the accountability of knowing where things go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
People be my triggers because I can see what they thinking.
So that's consequential thinking, right? We talk.
People be your trigger.
Right.
I can see. I don't like when I can see what they thinking like.
Mm-hmm.
Dad, I didn't even say it yet.
Mm-hmm.
What you, Dad? I wish I could make neon signs like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I just be like tunked off from the rip, but I don't show it. I just be disappointed, like, how much this ain't happening again. So next time I see this trigger, when he like 2 blocks down the street in the dark and it's blowing, I'm gonna run the other way. That's it. I ain't even coming out, so I gotta even worry about it. That's what I do.
But you gotta.
But like you said, y'all right. You're right. I asked the question because I needed help, and like I said, I'm not gonna ask nobody to do nothing that I want to do myself. So I took the first step to begin this show, to show y'all my commitment to this movement and everything we trying to do to save our communities, our culture, and our kids. I'm serious about that.
Saying no.
I'ma lean forward, float up a little bit, and I'ma step down. Now your slow ass try it. All you gotta do is lean the fuck forward. Come here, man. Come lean, flip your feet up, and lean the fuck forward. Get your ass up. Okay, okay, there we go, here we go. Now I'm gonna pick your big ass up and we're gonna swing around, okay? Okay, you good? You good? It don't make no damn sense. I'm sitting here swinging your big ass around like you ain't no grown ass, but get your ass up. God damn, I'm tired. Come on. Shit. Get up. Come on. Get up. Come on, man. Get your ass up, dog. You ready? What the fuck are you doing? Come on. Now, we gonna try some dips. Since your slow ass can't get that right, try this. Lean back like Fat Joe. What the fuck is you? What in the hell? You know what? Look, somebody come get her. This is that. Let my leg go. Stop fucking recording. She gotta go.
Saying no, right? And let's normalize therapy in the black community. Normalize it. Before, see, what happens is too, most of the time with therapy in the black community, the courts push you to do it. You ain't got no other choice.
Yeah.
Your mother, oh no, you ain't got no other choice but to go have somebody call Perform Care, your kid acting up. Call Perform Care now, because your kid ain't coming back to school.
For real.
So what, when we hear that, okay. Well, why?
Yeah. Why wait till this?
Why wait till the man tell you, then you get mad because the man told you?
And then now it's on paperwork and stuff.
Right. So now is a reputation. Is a late. I feel some type of way because I don't want to be, or whatever the case may be. But you shouldn't have wanted to be before he said you was.
You made yourself a slave by not affecting your situation. By not affecting your situation, being proactive, you become a slave to your situation.
Right, but then you get mad at the man, and then you get mad because you became a statistic, or you felt like it, because now you're in the criminal or in the penal system, or your kid is in the penal system now. But no, take them resources and take advantage of them resources.
Yeah.
Because I'm a fan of it. I did it. I was there. My child was there. I was a part of it. But guess what? I'm also a product of somebody who turned that around.
That's right.
My child is a product of somebody who turned that around.
That's right.
So guess what? I took advantage. I didn't see it as, oh, woe is me. Oh no, they just got it out. No, because you gotta take responsibility too. Your kid be doing crazy too.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
So stop sitting up here talking about, oh, poor such and such or whatever, knowing that he be wilding or she be wilding.
Correct. And you can't control it.
You can't control it. And then when a man come control him or somebody else come control him, now you got a problem, right?
Picking on my baby.
Right, picking on my baby.
But you never took
He ain't do that. or
But
she
all the
ain't do that.
signs were there. The writing was on the walls. But we chose to ignore it.
Correct.
We chose, because we do that a lot. We good for doing that.
Yeah.
Nah, don't worry about it. He just bad. It's okay. He gonna be around. I love him.
That's complacency.
Right, but then,
Misparenting too.
I found myself
knock knock.
misparenting. I found myself feeling bad for like that situation. If you received the letter to go to court, I don't feel bad for you, my nigga.
All the signs were there.
You feel me?
You ignored them.
Mm-hmm.
Because the school system is gonna give you chance after chance, and then warnings after everybody's gonna be. But then when it comes a time where you can't help your child, and that's the point where I was saying, I gotta help my child before I can't help my child.
Exactly.
That's when I knew it was a problem.
And that's
You
why
know
I
what?
every day walking down that hill.
Let me. I gotta think now.
She was walking to help her child.
I gotta help her before they get involved, and my hands.
Yeah, it's nothing you can't do.
My hands is.
Word behind your back.
And then now I'm going through depression, anxiety, all types of
worrying about you.
everything.
Yeah.
And I'm breaking down.
Helplessness.
Right.
That's why, like, you know, certain female, like troubled teens,
Mm-hmm.
and I see the signs and stuff like that. I try to give my input
Mm-hmm.
and also let them know it's just what I have seen so far. I'm not saying your child is the devil.
Right. Right.
I'm just saying your child has issues
Mm-hmm.
and you need to address them
Mhm.
before, like you said, it
Mhm.
gets too far.
And nobody
Because
can-
I seen mothers
Mm-hmm.
where
Mm-hmm.
they act like they really afraid of their child. The child
That
punching
too.
holes in walls and shit like that, and I'm like,
Let you had it.
fuck, I don't want to deal with you in this shit.
But let you had it did that back in the day. What?
If you were still breathing, you wasn't gonna be in
First
not
of
how
all,
I had your
You
blood.
had two,
Look.
Sled.
you had 3 generations of straight lawlessness.
Mm.
One generation fought against the actual structure,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other 2 didn't have, like, the structure just deteriorated more and more.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to the fact that
It was due to the warping of hip hop, though, too.
half my generation,
That is conception.
half the kids we raising don't know shit because the parents don't know how to be parents,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the weirdest part. And it's socially acceptable.
They want to be
They
friends.
be friends, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to be a parent.
Mm-hmm.
You wanna hang out with.
Again, your child don't need
But
no friend coming from
I'm
you.
not. All right, that shit could happen around 10, 12, where he's developing his mom, but shit happened in
You
that
got
3
some of
now.
them sharing in.
But you saying that, I have 5 and 6 year olds who are dealing with anxiety,
Mhm.
depression, and detachment disorder. Because why? Because of the whole pandemic, right? Like you said, been in the house 2 years, gotta go back to a structured school environment, rules, regulations. Nah, I was at the house, mommy let me do it. Like this teacher told me, what? No, crying. Oh no, mom,
Yeah.
no, don't leave. All of those different emotions.
My godson works at the Science Academy, you know what I'm saying? And he basically, he cared about them kids. He's young, he cared about them kids, he's a good kid.
Mm-hmm.
And he like, bro, these kids, bro, they dealing with a lot.
They're dealing.
And he didn't see it from that until he was right there.
Mhm.
He got to really take time individually with them kids.
But
More
it's,
so than the teacher. He just a monitor.
but see, a lot of them are dealing with post-COVID. Post-COVID has put us in a crisis right now, especially with the referrals as far as where you're going into the homes as a clinician. I go into people's homes, and I help their children and you know most children don't know how to express themselves, so we have to do it through art therapy, right?
Yeah.
So I need you to draw this. I want to see and tell me, you know, what does that mean? Like how, like, and then it's like a sad person, a hurt person, an angry person. When you see like them angry, like that's them emotions that they have inside of them for whatever reason, whether it's, you know, factors that are going on in the broken homes, right? High activation, violence. You don't know what that kid going through at night, right? So those are the things that you see on that paper, right? But then he got to go to school, right, and try to keep it together.
And he don't know how.
And he
don't even know how to express those emotions. So what he do is he act out those emotions, right?
Yeah.
So then I gotta try to figure out a way to help him
And the other kids
manage his anxiety and his anger and his frustration and his shame, his guilt, his hurt, his pain, all of those things, because all of those things are underneath the iceberg before it gets up there, right?
Yeah.
So before they escalate, it's all these other emotions, right? That we gotta figure out, like, how are you feeling? Like, how do you feel about that? You know what I mean? Because they can't verbalize it, then they draw it, and then they color it, and then we process those things, right? But I'm having children at the age of 5. We have adults that don't even know how to deal with it, so let alone how is a 5-year-old trying to manage these strong emotions?
And then they ain't even hit puberty yet, which their emotions go through a whole different.
Right. So now their brain has been restructured, because trauma restructures your brain, whether you notice that or not, or whether you know it or not notice it. But obviously you notice it. But scientifically, it hijacks the brain.
Yeah.
So your prefrontal cortex is not fully developed. It takes in your 30s, near 40, for that to be fully developed. So you put in trauma on top of that development.
And God forbid you add drugs.
Oh gosh, you about to get into a whole nother segment.
we gotta do another show about that.
Right. So drugs and alcohol, you add it because why? That's to suppress.
Yeah.
Right? You suppress your pain by drugs.
Suppress,
right?
Deflect, defer.
Right, because marijuana gives you what type of effect?
Relaxation.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you feel like, okay, that works better than me taking those anxiety meds, right? So I'm gonna just OD on this weed. But you ODing on the weed, but how is that affecting other relationships? Are you still going to work? Are you still being a parent that you need to be? Because when it impedes those things, you need to slow it down.
Yeah.
Slow it down.
That is very true. I think I think a lot of us stoners are very cognizant of that now, because it's becoming abundant where we at and illegal. We want to keep our productivity like it was when we were illegal and hiding it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like,
Nobody wants what everybody can have all the time as much. So the value goes down. Or they still want it, but there's so many different options that the value still goes down. Or it modifies, regulates. So that's where we at. We at that point where they almost finding where they at in the market.
no,
Well,
I was just saying.
you need to prioritize,
in the
because
responsibility
let me
of
explain something to you.
It's a functional and a dysfunctional act.
You have a responsibility to your child.
Mhm.
They did not ask to come here, like Nick said. So whatever you want becomes secondary. Your children are primary. So that's what I'm talking about. So even if that means this blunt can't happen right now,
Right now.
or this blunt can't happen today,
For real.
because we need to handle some things, then the blunt can't happen.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's kind of crazy where, like she's saying,
You eat that breakfast, lunch, and dinner,
Right.
and that's a priority.
you
You
got
can't function
kids
without it.
Yo,
and you smoke
yeah.
your weed, knowing that they gonna test you. You don't love your child that much to where you be like, you know what? I'm not gonna have this. I want my children.
Not even that. I want a job.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but
I can't
you're
get a
in
job
jeopardy.
because
That's the only
you
thing
still
that
wanna
threatens
smoke
you to
weed?
stop.
Yeah.
Somebody just told me.
Come on
No.
now, like y'all gotta get that together. Get your priorities together.
Somebody just told me that I can't get a job.
I'm sorry.
They said I can't get a job because I'm on Section 8.
I know niggas like that.
If I get the job, they didn't give me no other assistance. The person said, listen, y'all.
That's a speech.
They said they didn't give me no other help. This person said, if I get a job, they're gonna take the Section 8. I said, young lady, Section 8 is only gonna pay you $1,800 a month for whatever the accommodations that you get. That's throwing another.
But that's the
What I'm
poverty
telling her is,
mentality.
I'm saying, baby girl, if you work a minimum wage job, which is around $12 an hour right now, balanced, you'll make twice that in a month with just the minimum wage job.
Right.
So why would you tell them stick that up the ass? You don't need that.
Right.
That's an excuse.
But that's it. But at the same token, it don't necessarily have to be, right? Because if you use it to your advantage,
Because some people do.
I'm a product of it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people's mothers and sisters and aunts and uncles, I was a product of the system, Section 8, welfare, whatever. But it's what you do with your
That's what I'm
resources.
talking about.
It's
That's
not-
the ones that
It's
won't
not
even
for
do
you to
nothing
die
with what they
out of
got.
Section 8 and say,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? They put me right here. I got a limit.
And I'm talking about one of the
Shit.
ones that's dying.
You know what I'm saying?
They
I'm
like,
not gonna
man,
expand my
look,
knowledge. I'm not
I ain't
gonna.
gotta work.
Right.
I'm gonna get me a dude to do the rest.
'Cause that's a
and the rent
poverty.
paid. He gonna hold the bum.
That's the
heard-
poverty mentality.
I heard females say, "Oh well, if he ain't gonna take care of it, I'm gonna just get Section 8 and My nigga,
hmm Becoming codependent on the system.
why are you having this kid?
hmm
You making the system the kid's father.
Yeah.
Basically.
A perfect example, right? I goes to this female and I said, you know, I got a vehicle, and when I'm around, I could take you to your important places, right? I'm supposed to help.
hmm
I asked, cause I know she drives. I'm like, you want to get a car? Because I help you, so you can do
Yeah.
those things, and I can do
Right.
more.
Right.
Because that's taking out the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if it's free, I could use it for other things, right?
Mhm.
She said, that ain't on my agenda.
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
first of all, to take your child from the doctor's home to doctor's office,
Mhm.
you rather pay an Uber
hmm
every time
hmm
than get a car
hmm
and save money.
That's at least $500 a month.
She got to change her thinking. She got to shift her paradigm. See, that's
I
all she
shift my
knows.
paradigm.
That's all she knows. That's all people know. That's all this generation
It's not
knows.
even gonna
I'm gonna
save
call.
her
I'm gonna get an
500.
Uber. That's gonna seal the deal.
But in her spending that 500, she owns a car, like, cause she still has.
She is, so why not
insurance
spend
and
that
gas or
500 one month
Yeah.
instead of every month for the rest of your year
Mhm.
and save that other
And God
what,
forbid you got a
5,500?
real sickly child
And do
that
something
got
for
to
yourself
go
and
for
your
the
child.
rest of their life or
Yeah.
most of their life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do the math.
Because what I do
But the
is,
system got her covered on that too. They got medical transportation. So
They
she-
do,
that she
but
don't
not
be
to
taking-
certain
that's what I'm
ones.
saying.
Yeah, but that's the mentality.
That's the mentality of it. Like she gonna be like, nah, that money could go there.
Yeah.
Weed and
Because
shit.
we become
Drinking.
complacent, we become codependent, and we become, we depend too much on the system.
Yeah.
And then we get mad when the system have a lot to say in the lives of us.
Yeah, that's
Right.
mentally taxing themselves.
Right. They have an opinion or they can
In
do
order
certain
to
things.
get all that shit, that's a job in itself. You know how many people I see gotta wake up and be online for meetings and shit? And I'll be like, yo, I get to wake up at 10 o'clock and go to work. Like, you might as well just have done that.
Right.
Like,
Mhm. But then it's about exposure, it's about generational curses, it's about your mindset, who you being around, your program, and you saw, this is who you saw, how your family did it, right? So I'm gonna do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna choose no other way. And then I haven't been exposed to other things either, so I can't blame everybody.
Exactly.
But this is why we have these talks, and this is why the awareness is here, because I'm telling you, there is another way.
Word.
There is another way to do things.
I mean, we
Like a lot of people-
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You know what?
No, it's cool. We gonna have definitely gonna have everybody back up here.
Spill it.
We gonna
My man.
Wrap this show up. You gonna tell people?
Oh, did I? Oh, I gotta tell y'all
Yeah.
about my thing. Wait.
No, man.
Oh, okay.
Roll. Hey.
I'm like, wait.
Oh wait, we don't let her get her little tag. I mean, I hate when people put little stuff.
I know, right? That mean you hate it. Remember, right? Your little car.
Big curve.
Oh, you owe. Where my little $50? Oh, it's little down, right? 'Cause you owe me.
Right.
We gonna let her get her links.
That's right.
Remember, tanmanagement.co. You can find all the links and affiliate links there. This podcast is going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to
Yes, it
open up
is.
your mind in different avenues and thought processes on subjects that we come up with. So always be open, comment some of your
participate.
subjects.
This all of ours collective.
Yeah, comment some of the subjects you want us to attack or talk about or hear our thought processes on.
Suggestions.
And I'm gonna let everybody share their socials. You want to start, Nick?
Yeah. Follow me, Slick Nick Robinson, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Make you laugh, then make you cry.
You can follow Thomas Transformative Touch .com, and you also can find me at Instagram at Thomas Transformative Touch. Also, I have a upcoming event that's going to be next Sunday. That is going to be located in Newark, New Jersey. So you can go to Eventbrite, and it's called Hope, Healing, and Resilience During the Holiday, a conversation about grief, loss, trauma, and coping skills. So to RSVP, I need you to go to Eventbrite right now. My name is Rashida Thomas. I am a licensed associate counselor. I am the owner, CEO of Thomas Transformative Touch, LLC. And my co-facilitator is Ayana Anderson. She's a licensed social worker for Well Together. You can also follow her on Well Together on Instagram. So I need you to go to Eventbrite right now and go get those tickets. They're $15. We're going to be serving light brunch or whatever, but we're going to come. You come with an open mind. You're going to leave filled with love, laughter, and also a whole bunch of knowledge and coping skills. So see you there.
Sound like a welcome.
Yeah.
Y'all want my link still anyway? Well, we got Instagram, we got Ty_ this time, all lowercase. Facebook, my government name, Taish Nazareth. TYHESHE Nazareth. Same thing for Twitter, my government name, Taish Nazareth, at Taish Nazareth. And I guess it might be the same thing for Snapchat, TikTok, and all the others. I mean, just get with us, man. Any advice, anything.
Oh, don't forget.
Help us.
Also, I have a entertainment company along with my daughter. Don't forget to follow Last One's Left and also at J Minotti. Upcoming artists.
Alright, so you could just Google Sativa Jones because I'm not gonna give you all those links. But hey, I am the first one that comes up to, so Sativa Jones. Anyway, and visionary shit is going through a transformation. We're gonna keep it as the landmark of visionary shit, but you could go there on YouTube and all the podcast network and content gonna be up along with videos. We're gonna try to get Slick Nick some skits up there pretty much.
Please.
We're gonna ultimately have it all on the website too, everything.
So
we're working on that, so be patient, everything.
like I said, you can go to tanmanagement.co for all the affiliate links, and we're out of here.